Hello chaps and welcome back to the Celtic Files. I have been grinding my way up the second German TD line, and after the Rhm Borsig Tier 8, it is now time for the Waffenträger F Panzer IV. The development for the Waffenträger F Panzer IV started in 1944, and it ended shortly thereafter, in 1945. The tank never advanced the blueprint stage, and I therefore consider the WT4 a fantasy tank. Though to be fair, it's not quite as far-fetched as the big brother of Tier 10, the WTFE 100. Now you all have played the Borsig before, so I want to begin by pointing out the key differences between the two tanks. Both are equipped with a fully traversable turret, feature great 12.8 cm cannons, and provide a very good view range. Both are also quite stealthy, though the Borsig has the edge. Both tanks also share the same weaknesses. They have no armor, and the gun depression is also pretty bad. So where are the key differences then? The Borsig is definitely more stealthy than its bigger brother. Since it is quite flat and low to the ground, it isn't quite as easy to hit. On the flip side, the WT4 is the more agile of the two. It features a much better power-to-weight ratio, making it much more agile. The guns are improved, and you will feel the difference in the game. I also think that the rear mount of turret provides more options when engaging enemies. The WT4 is probably not quite a strong Tier 4 tier, and it might be more challenging to play successfully. At least for me that has been the case. I want to show you my personal stats in both tanks, side by side. I have about 300 games in the Borsig, and just about 200 games in the WT4. My win rate in the Borsig approaches 59%, compared to 55% in the WT4. I also survived quite a bit more fights in the Borsig, but almost 47% in the WT4 ain't so bad. My hit ratio is over 70% in both tanks, but the WT4 just clinches it. I think that is the direct result of two factors. First, the WT4 has a slightly more accurate gun, and second, the shell velocity on the WT4 is higher, making it easier to hit moving targets at range. Now the next two stats are clearly in the Borsig's favor. It clearly leads in the damage and destruction ratio. That means that when I am in the Borsig, I dish out 3 times more damage than I receive, and I kill about 3.3 enemy tanks per death of my own. I cannot do nearly as well in the WT4. In the experience per battle category, the Borsig also leads, but that is mostly due to the fact that I get to shoot tanks that are 2 tiers above me, yielding more XP, whereas in the WT4 as a Tier 9, I don't get quite as much XP. As for average damage done, the WT4 is the lead, mostly due to its more capable gun, with slightly more alpha damage. Damage received reveals that the WT4 isn't as stealthy as the Borsig. I do receive quite more hits in the WT4. The rest of the stats show that I managed about 6k maximum damage in either tank. While that isn't bad, it's not nearly all you can achieve, especially in the WT4. I am most definitely going to try harder to break the 7k or 8k mark. 6 kills is the maximum so far, and before I show you some games, I really feel that we have to look at some more data. Let's start with the armor, and take a look at it in Tank Inspector. So here we are. Let's see. It's garbage. Crap. Rubbish. But that really does not come as a surprise, and if you have made it this far in the line, you have gotten used to it by now. Coming up is a sequence of slides that compares the WT4 against its Tier 9 counterparts. Since slides are boring, I am going to rush through them as fast as I can, but do pay attention, as there is going to be a test afterwards. So if you have no armor, you rely on your health pool, and more than that, on your stealth. While the WT4 cannot compete with the awesome Borsig, it still ranks among the more stealthy TDs. And look at that. The WT4 has the best view range of any of the Tier 9s. At 410 meters the WT4 can easily spot for himself and fire without being detected. What's more important in a TD than doing damage? That's right. Not a thing. In terms of DPM the WT4 only gets beaten by the Taurus, that is if you use the 12.8 cm gun. Though the DPM of the 15 cm is still highly competitive. That's brilliant, right? Not so fast, guys. In patch 9.2, Wargaming will nerf the DPM of the WT4 by approximately 7%. Still competitive, but the reduction will not go unnoticed. In my opinion, the change is perfectly okay. The WT4 still remains pretty devastating. The WT4 offers 2 choices of guns. The 15 cm tops out at 750 average damage, and is on par with the Russians and Americans. The 12.8, which is essentially the same gun you get on a Jag Tiger, provides 560 average damage, and I am liking that just fine. As for the penetration, the WT4's 12.8 cm ranks among the best. Only the VL10 offers more, although at a loss of accuracy. Just like on the Borsig, the 15 cm gun just cannot cut it. If you like to dish out huge damaging hits, you better be prepared to fire a lot of premium ammunition. And things don't improve much when we look at the accuracy. The 15 cm is okay I guess, but the 12.8 is one of the most accurate cannons in the entire game. The lack of pen, combined with the mediocre accuracy, makes the 15 cm the clear second choice to the 12.8. If you are still not convinced, perhaps a look at the aim times will change your mind. 2.4 seconds isn't bad by any stretch, but I would rather have the 2 seconds of the 12.8. And finally, a brief look at the agility. The WT4's top speed of 38 is decent, and the same as the Jag Tigers. But of course, we all know that this is a joke. I have added the power to weight ratio into the chart, and now you can see that the Jag Tiger has the second lowest specific power of any of its competitors. I would say that the Jag Tiger may be able to reach 38 kph, but only if it were to drive off a cliff. The WT4 on the other hand has a very good power to weight ratio. It accelerates quite quickly, and it feels a lot more agile than its younger brother, the Borsig. So that's quite enough of graphs, charts and numbers. Time to take the WT4 into battle. The first game I am going to show you takes place on the recently revamped map Gnomefather. By the way, this might very well be the last fight I'll ever have in my WT4 on Gnomefather, because Wargaming will remove the map from the rotation of Tier 9 and 10s in the upcoming patch 9.2. Anyways, let's get straight to the action. I am taking a shot at the ST1. That's one down. I selected this battle, mostly because there are a few clutch shots that really show what you can do with that 12.8 cm. Quick aim time and good accuracy will come in very handy when I will deal with the E50M, and a little later, with the Object 140. Both play a very aggressive game here in the center of the island, and both are pretty good players. But the E50M just took 2 big hits. He gets the IS-3, and now him and his buddy are going to give our T-30 a workover.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Meanwhile I am wasting my time, my shells, and ultimately my credits, trying to penetrate the mouse. Yeah, good luck with that. I keep looking for shots on the Object or E50M. Now. Gotcha.
They're knocked out.
Did you see the shot, guys? You hardly need to aim in this thing. Believe me when I tell you, this 12.8 cm has got to be the best cannon on any Tier 9. Let's just pretend that the last shot at the mouse never happened. Now you may have noticed that I have been shooting over the rear of my tank. As this mouse goes full retard, the advantage of this becomes clear. I get spotted, and I am getting the hell out of here. Because my forward acceleration is so good, I can quickly get out of harm's way. The WT4 next to me, however, has driven up this elevation forward, and when he gets spotted, he has a much more difficult time to GTA though. So this is really something you need to be conscious about. I have used the time to change my position and get a better angle on the Object 140 that is still on the island. And once again I am turning my tank around. The gun depression over the side is better than over the front, and again I am able to get into cover much more quickly when I get spotted. But getting spotted is the least of the problems of the Object 140. Kill secured. That's kill number 3, with 2 of the best enemy players sent back to the garage. Now you see me backing up against Lowly, trying to line up a shot at the E75. Oh, I think he has seen me. Time to get the hell out. His shot misses. If I had driven up the slope front first, I think he would have put a much better chance of hitting me. Our team looks a bit weak on the western flank at the moment, and we are trailing by 2 tanks. Make that 3 tanks, as we just lost our Jag Tiger, but at least I am getting a shot at theirs as well. 566 damage is just about average for this gun, so I am not complaining. Oh hey, looks like our friend in the E75 is back. You are really showing me your side. Then I say thank you, with 550 little packets of damage. I am still worried about the western flank. They have an AMX-50B, a WT-4, and also a WTE-100 there. If I get caught by them in the open, it's back to the garage for me. Time to put that E75 out of his misery.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Now we have to deal with the enemy WT-4. He has gotten himself into a bad position, and he is getting smacked by our Object 140. The object driver had a fantastic game, as you will see in a moment, in the post-battle results. The WT-4 is now on very low health, and I'll just wait to see what he will do. There was still a WTFE-100 on the western side, and I don't want to fall victim to him. This is what I have been talking about. The WT-4 is the tank that drives backwards. It is exactly what I would have done. He knows where I am, and he knows that only by backing up can he hope to land a hit on me. What he does not know is whether or not he is still spotted. But he is about to find out. See where his gun was pointing at? I am sure that, had I fired just a split second later, he would have gotten a shot off. But I didn't, and my tank has yet to sustain any damage in this match. My attention is now on the T-30. I get spotted by the Borsig, and quickly change to the low ground where he cannot reach me. Our Object 140 has been putting shell after shell into the T-30, and I can only hope to get a little bit of damaging before he dies. The 140 picks up the kill, and that was well deserved indeed. Our team is cleaning up now, we do have the upper hand. Time to say hello to the Borsig. The Object 140 is also attacking him. This is a bit of a misplay here. I should have loaded HE rounds, which do an average of 700 damage, and since the Borsig is made out of paper, it would have given me another 160 or so extra damage. Oh well. He is dead now, and the enemy only has 2 tanks left. The AMX-50B has been fighting heroically, and the WTFE-100 has not been seen for quite some time. But there's the WT. 650-meter engagement with a 12.8 is not a problem against a huge target such as this. Can I secure the kill? Yes I can. So there you have it. Nice little game there, securing the Top Gun medal at the very end. As much as I would like to take credit for our victory, I really can't, if I am honest. A big shout out to Crazy Kodiak and his Object 140, who carried in this game with nearly 6,000 damage, and more than 2,300 damage upon detecting. That is a great result, and a fantastic performance indeed. I have one more replay for you. This one takes place on the Steps map, and as you can see, this is a Tier 10 fight, with half of the teams consisting of Tier 10s. XVM rates are win chances at 60%, so that's not bad. I have had games with more damage, but I have chosen this fight, because it does not feature the long-range engagements from stealth, in which the WT-4 typically excels. In this fight I am much closer to the opponent, and I have to be on the ball, to make it work. I have chosen to play the western flank, hoping to give some of the advancing enemies a bloody nose. Our E50M has made an aggressive push, and he is about to run into serious opposition. Looks like he found them. His shot bounces, and he gets smacked in the face hard, for more than 500 damage. He better gets out of there, as there is also a T-57 heavy approaching. I am not in a position to support the E50M, but I do spot a Death Star lurking in the back. My shell flies straight and true, blowing his tracks off, and doing 600 points of damage. Now he is getting absolutely eradicated. There is no point in shooting at that E-100, so I am going to hold my fire, to keep my camo rating up. Wow. Our T-44 just got ammo wrapped by the E-100. What a great shot. Meanwhile, our E50M still stubbornly refuses to back off. He is going down fighting, but he is going down nonetheless. Now they will be advancing, and I am waiting for them. Easy shot in the side there, at that IS-7, but a bit of a low roll. That could have been better. Looks like they're not peeking anymore, so I am having a look to see if I can spot something. No. Does not seem to be the case. Oh, looks like the opponent has sent in reinforcements. There is a mouse, and also the E-100s we saw a moment ago. Our E-100 scores a solid hit on theirs, but has taken some damage in return. And now there is a fully loaded T-57 heavy on the right. That's not good. I am trying to help my E-100. That was a great damage roll, nearly 700 damage. But our E-100 has taken an absolute pounding. I can't take a shot, the risk is too great, and I could accidentally hit our E-100. Finally the E-100 is retreating, and the T-57 heavy has had his tracks blown off. Sorry sunshine, you won't rule the battlefield anymore, at least not today. The battle is going okay for our team. We seem to be dominating the eastern side of the map. But I am more concerned with our E-100, who is on very low health. Looks like the IS-7 is trying to flank around and finish the E-100 off. I need to prevent that. I blow his tracks off, and he is taking a hit from somewhere. But now I have been spotted, and I can't risk sticking my head out. The IS-7 may be looking at me, and the enemy SPG might be ready to fire. I should have dropped off their mini-map by now. I really don't have the shot. Turns out that our E-100 managed to take care of the problem all by himself. Well played indeed. It's good that our biggest cannon remains in the fight. Oh boy. The arty takes him out. I really thought it was in an artillery safe location. Now it's just the Foch and me and my WT-4 against an E-100, a mouse, and an IS-7. The IS-7 is having a quick look, but my camo rating is strong. He makes the move, and gets punished. I am trying to help out our Foch, but there aren't any shots at the opponent as yet. Now I am thinking to surprise the IS-7. Instead of peeking around the corner again, I fall back to be able to engage him from a different angle. And I'd catch him with his pants down. Sight shot to the side of the turret. No problem. We are winning by 2 tanks, but our team is pretty far spread out. We are going to need backup on this side, and we are going to need it soon, as the Foch has just died. I am going for the lower plate of the E-100, but I only managed to blow his tracks off, but thankfully his return shot misses. Or was it the mouse? Let's try that again. I am pretty sure that this one went in. I had a lot of luck not to get hit by the E-100. The IS-7 seems pretty pissed now. Damn, I can't believe my shot bounces. Now I am really in trouble.
Enemy armor is destroyed. The fire is out.
Quick work on the fire extinguisher means I don't take much fire damage. But now with the engine blown to bits, I am a sitting duck. I can only hope that the enemy SPG was looking elsewhere.
The engine is fixed, but it's
That was lucky.
hold up its
Maybe he was not loaded, or maybe he was a bit preoccupied with our advancing forces in the east. But as it stands, I live to fight another day. Finally the enemy Bad Chat SPG has been removed from the fight. That is one thing less to worry about. The enemy E-100 and mouse are now cornered, and our forces are closing in. Skipping forward just a bit. I am trying to get a little bit more of the action. There is the E-100. But where is the mouse? There she is. Side of the turret. Yes, please. My 12.8 slices through your 210mm of side turret armor without any problems. But now I think the mouse is angry. Traps blown off and damaged. But the mouse uses a repair pack. Oh my god. The mouse is going full hand. I am hit. I completely underestimated the mouse's gum depression. I honestly did not think she could get me from where she was. I rushed my shot, and that does not help. I am in trouble. Clearly panicking now, I rushed my second shot as well. But I really did not think that waiting and taking aim was the prudent thing to do. Now it's a game of cat and mouse. My teammates have arrived, and the mouse won't be around for much longer. She has fired, and it is my chance to move in for another hit. Show me your side. That's a good mouse. She is turning the turret. Oh, that is getting close. Another happy ending. Let's take a look at the post-battle results. This game was good enough for 1,377 base XP and the Ace Tacker badge. The key to this was the fact that I was fortunate enough to only shoot at tier 10 tanks, which yield more experience. I only managed to get 2 kills, but 5,800 points of damage is nothing to be ashamed about in a tier 10 match. Also noteworthy is Devastator's performance in the Borsig. Great game, and pretty sure that this was also his Ace Tacker. A big contributing factor for my XP was the large amount of assistance damage I received, for example, by blowing the tracks off the Death Star, who got subsequently killed. 16 shots fired, 15 hits, of which 13 penetrated. That's the kind of performance you can expect from the 12.8 centimeter. But I think you have also seen that the WT4 is unforgiving. You can't afford to take hits. In the last game I only received 2 hits, and I was reduced to 140 hit points. This means that you have to play that WT4 very cautiously. And if you do not currently own such a beast, and you sometimes wonder why the WT4 on your team seems a bit, shall we say, cowardly, please do keep this in mind. This is a tank in which you must keep the distance from the opponent, preferably more than 380 meters. But thanks to its awesome cannon, and its rear mounted turret, and decent agility, I think that the Waffenträger ranks among the very best glass cannon TDs in the entire game. But there's at least one good thing about having no armor. You will never hear a WT4, Borsig or Horn driver complain about other players shooting gold at them. One last word about the choice of weapons. The 15 centimeters cannon does not fit the characteristics of the WT4 at all. In my opinion, you need the best possible aim time, good penetration, and good accuracy. All of which the 12.8 centimeter does so much better than a 15 centimeter. If you are using the 15 centimeter, you are doing it wrong. Anyways, that's what I am thinking. Right. That is the Waffenträger F Panzer IV. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would appreciate it very much if you rated the video down below. Thank you. Have a good one.